Hey all, welcome back to SLB Basement Bourbon Bar. My name is Kurt. Alright, we started our series of how to start your home bar, and we said it's going to be a 3-part series. Well, guess what? We moved it to 4. Now it's going to be 4 because of many comments and recommendations, which I always appreciate, always. There's some other items that everybody was asking that we cover. So today, part 3, we're going to cover glasses that are necessary to start a home bar, bitters, and syrups. That's what we're going to cover today. First thing, as you see on the bar top, we're going to go over a few glasses. Now, as a recommendation, what I have found is I personally feel that Goodwill stores, antique stores, things of that nature, you can find some really nice cocktail glasses on the cheap. You really can. So do your due diligence and look in some of those areas, and you can save a lot of money when you're trying to build up your glass stock for your home bar. And actually, just for a quickie here, Trenton, these two here, these little things, these are both found in, I don't even know, Goodwill or an antique store, and I don't buy them if they're super expensive at antique stores. So those are super nice glasses. Excellent resource. That's the best recommendation I can give you when you're looking for barware as far as glasses are concerned. All right, let's move on down the line here. We got to get through this rather quickly. Let's start with whiskey. What whiskey glasses do we need to start our home bar? You're absolutely going to have some form of a sipping glass for bourbon, rye, scotch. Glencairn fits that. Glencairn glass fits all that to the T. As you can see, the way this glass is shaped, when you go in and try to get a nose and you try to get the aromas that come off the whiskey, it's going to funnel right up to you and right in your face. So it's an excellent choice, and it's not that expensive. An excellent choice for sipping whiskey neat, the Glencairn glass. Next in line, this was also purchased, I remember, at an antique store for only a couple bucks a glass, single rocks glass. That's my choice when I'm serving up an old fashioned, or even at home here by when it's just me and my wife and I just want to put some whiskey on a rock of ice. I will always put it in a single rocks glass. You're also going to need a double rocks glass. Double rocks glass for me could be a few different things. Of course, with whiskey, you got whiskey cocktails, things that we also put. My wife asks a lot for amaretto stone sours. So you put ice in there, you mix the amaretto stone sour, you put it in there. Double rocks glass, very important to have when you're starting your home bar. Now you're going to have a coupe, one coupe. I've got 2 up here. I've got a 7-ounce coupe and a 5-ounce coupe. I actually use this quite a bit. That usually fits the bill for most 95% of our cocktails that we do. We use the smaller coupe. I put the bigger one up there just for reference in case you want to, but pick one. Whichever one fits your needs, you want to have some kind of a coupe. Now, moving on down the line, you're going to want to have a martini glass. I don't really feel it's essential to have a martini glass to start your home bar. You can always use the coupe, but this is a 4-ounce martini glass. If it suits your needs better for the bigger size martini glass, then that's up to you as well. But a martini glass, this is another one actually, Trenton, that we bought at Goodwill. This is a Nick and Nora glass. This Nick and Nora glass I feel is relatively essential. Wouldn't you, Trenton? I think so. It's a 4-ounce glass, and it's used primarily for cocktails that are spirit driven, so mostly spirits in there. Because the volume isn't that high in those kind of cocktails, like a Diamondback cocktail. Love the Diamondback cocktail. I use that quite a bit. Nick and Nora is a beautiful glass for those kind of cocktails. Last but not least, one I do feel is essential to start your home bar is a Collins glass. It's your tall drink, a mojito, Tom Collins, cocktails that you add soda to. Always use it. Comes in handy. So Tom Collins, essential, I believe, for glassware in your home bar. All right, we're going to clear this off. We're going to bring out the bitters, and we're going to discuss that next. All right, next in line for discussion for this particular video is bitters. I mean, this is an endless conversation. I mean, the list is endless as far as bitters are concerned. I mean, as you know, I use the Bitter Cube Vanilla Bark bitters for my Manhattans. Walnut bitters is an excellent choice to have out here. To my right, I've got cherry bitters, peach bitters, grapefruit bitters, and blah-blah-blah blue. But what I have on the bar top is what I feel is most essential. Number one, the number one bottle of bitters that you need to buy, that you have to buy if you're going to start your home bar, is Angostura bitters. That's used primarily, I don't know, Trent, what do you think? 60-70% of the time. It's widely used. You got to have the Angostura. Past that, it's really nice to have some orange bitters. I use that quite a bit. As you know, when we did our old-fashioned tastings in our competition there, we used Angostura and orange bitters, so I would suggest orange bitters when you can, and Peychaud's bitters is another one that's used quite a bit. Those three would be great to start your home bar. If you can only get one, make sure that you get the Angostura bitters. Past that, it goes on. List goes on and on and on, and you can purchase and add to your bitters collection as you go. Moving on down the line, we're going to get these off the bar top, and we're going to get some syrups out here and discuss that next. Okay, last but not least, we're going to go over syrups, and what I have on the bar top is what I personally feel is essential to start your home bar. Number one, you have to have a simple syrup, and that's what I have in this little fancy bottle here, is simple syrup. Basic simple syrup is 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water, simmer it on the stove just for a little bit until the sugar dissolves, and let it cool, and you're done. Me personally, I prefer a little bit richer simple syrup, so I would go with probably 1.5 cups of sugar to 1 cup of water. That's what makes me so sweet, honey.
Aww.
Yeah. So I do prefer on most all my syrups, no matter if you make them at home, that's wonderful. You can make everything at home. I personally don't have a lot of time on my hands to make a lot of different things, so I choose not to, but you can always make pretty much all the syrups at home. So this, of course, is made at home. Simple syrup, 1.5 cups of sugar to 1 cup of water. Moving on down the line, you got to have a Demerara syrup. Works amazingly in a lot of different whiskey cocktails, especially in old fashions, as you saw in our video. Demerara syrup, I have a Lieber & Co. It's a Demerara gum syrup. Fabulous. It's fabulous. If you want to make your own, again, I will stress to you, use 1.5 cups of Demerara sugar to 1 cup of water. I think you also really need an agave syrup. An agave syrup is pretty much extensively used in tequila cocktails, but there's just something special when you mix a cocktail that has tequila, and included is an agave syrup. It's just a wonderful, wonderful complement to the tequila. Last but not least, I really feel it's a good thing to have a grenadine. You can make that on your own. I don't know, Trenton, maybe one of these days we'll make a video on syrups, because Trenton made a real good grenadine syrup, and I don't even know what goes in it at this point, but maybe sometime down the line we'll make a video on how to make a few different syrups. But for now, what I have down here as far as grenadine is concerned is just Giffard. What I can tell you about grenadine is, please make sure to buy a good quality grenadine if you're going to buy it. Don't get the cheap stuff, you'll regret it. So make sure you buy a good one. This Giffard is fantastic. Lieber & Co., another good one. There's several. Just make sure you buy a good quality syrup. All right, that's all I have for today. We've covered a lot today. So if you have any questions, any concerns, or any comments or as far as additions to what I didn't cover today, please leave them below. I would love to read all that stuff. I'd love to do that. Stay tuned for part 4 of how to start a home bar. We're going to make that our last part of the series. Ice. Everything about ice. Hey, thanks so much for watching. As always, we ask you to please drink responsibly, and we'll see you next time right down here with me in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.